All right. So the rule of 100 hours says that if you spend in any given calendar year, if you spend 100 hours learning something, you will be more proficient at it than 95% of the other people on the planet. Okay? Think about that. 100 hours better than 95% of the people. That comes back to 18 minutes per day.
Hmm.
So here's what I want you to do for the next few months. I want you to spend 18 minutes a day learning ChatGPT, putting in information to it. All of the things you can go ahead and copy these, send them to your email, copy and paste them into a Word doc, and when it comes time to redo your website, we can upload all of these blogs, and you've got blogs for the first 6 months without having to worry about it. You can pre-program them for when they'll be published. If you get a basic WordPress site, WordPress allows you to schedule the publication.
Right.
Makes sense? So on my website for Brian Pate seminars, I've got it set up so that it's got blogs that are always sitting there that are ready to be posted. Sometimes I'll program them if I want them to come out at a specific time, and they will post without me thinking about it. Or I can go in and say, oh, this is topical. Let me hit this. Makes sense?
Yes,
So
sir.
you still have to go back in and do some editing on what the Chat GPT provides for you, but you have to understand that it's not going to be perfect because it's not going to sound like you for a while. It's going to, you can upload things to it that you've written and say, learn my writing style, learn
Right.
my speaking style, and it will learn that over time. But it takes it time in order to be able to do that. And you have to write stuff in order to put in there. But for right now, when we print out like we've done already, where we wrote a listing description or where we instructed it to write a blog using the Chat GPT, you go in and you make a few edits so that it's not completely AI, because I'm guessing that at some point Google will come out, Google and Bing and all the search engines will come out and go, okay, this is generic information. There's nothing unique in here. So what can I add in there to make it unique that hits with that Google? Because eventually Google and Bing and all of the search engines are going to realize they're going to be able to tell the difference between something that's AI created and that's created by you or me. And they're going to be able to read that, and they're going to actually knock you down in the Google rankings over time because of that. But we can take this information and do little tweaks here and there, and we've got a whole new piece of information that's unique to the marketplace.
So from that standpoint, is there an issue of plagiarizing? Because AI is writing it, it's what was it in college? Like just changing two words doesn't necessarily
Right.
mean that's not plagiarizing, right? So like where's that gray area on it?
So I'm not familiar with all of the details of it yet. I'm still learning it. I've only picked this up in the last month or so, but
Okay.
I don't see if the AI is creating it. I don't know if it's copying information from different websites. I still haven't studied that part of it, so that's a great question. But it's something that I'll investigate further, and I'll come back to you on another coaching call. But I think that it's something that right now, from a standpoint of doing a property description, no concern at all. From a standpoint of the blog, the one of the things we learned in journalism school is if you only use one source, it's plagiarism. But if you use 5 or 6 sources, it's compiling of information.
Right.
Makes sense? And as
So
long
so
as
this is taking a little bit of everything, or so we think. It's taking a little bit of everything and combining it all together and kind of, yeah, okay.
exactly, because even if you and I type in the same command to the Chat GPT prompt, we're going to get two completely different things. The information's going to be the same. The information will be generic, but the way that it's written will be slightly different.
Got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.